gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to set these drivers loose. Welcome in for our first race of the Friday Night Lights Series, presented to you by Dirt Clash Super Street Series. As these drivers get ready to rock and roll, these drivers get ready to go to battle. We got a good size field here once again, an absolutely massive class and an absolutely amazing amount of talented drivers out there on the racetrack, ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle. As practice is coming to a close, we'll get ready here with our heat races coming up here in just a few more moments, and we're gonna jump right into the heat races. No qualifying, it is random pill draw, so these drivers will be placed into a random starting spot in random heat races, make it a fair game for everybody, and luck of the draw, and hopefully these drivers get some luck from that pill draw lady as we'll get ready to set them loose here in just a little over 20 seconds from now, as they will get ready to jump out onto the speedway. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we'll get ready to go racing here in just a few more moments. As Vicky Schiller says, yeah, it's back. Yes, Vicky, it is back. And the boys are ready to rock and roll. They are ready to jump out there and put some absolute amazing laps down and put some absolute amazing action. Here onto the broadcast is Mama Schiller, Vicky Schiller coming in with the like on the broadcast. I'll see Ty Ralph coming in, dropping that follow on the channel over there on Facebook. Welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew. Ty coming in, smashing that follow button. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that share button, hit that like and subscribe button as we'll get ready to set them loose here for heat race number 1 with our Friday Night Lights, presented to you by Dirt Clash Super Street Series as these drivers get ready to rock and roll. Chad Puterbo coming in showing the love. What's good, Chad? Chad coming in with that heart reaction here on the broadcast, coming in showing the big love here this evening as Dirty Mooner says, wish I could race tonight. Good luck. Dirty Mooner, we wish you were out there. We wish you were out there on the racetrack racing with us, brother. But we'll get you out here for one of these nights. We'll get you out here. Hopefully next week we'll see you in attendance and racing with each and every one of these amazing drivers who are ready to rock and roll. Here is heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 is about to get underway as these drivers will get loaded into the sim. Each and every single one of them looking for the win is starting on the pole in the number 51 machine. That is Tyler Radabo. To his outside in the 34 ride is the DB34 driving school, the Throttle Down Motorsports, WB Creative Designs, the Precision Bulldogs, number 34 of Dustin Benton. Starting in position at number 3 in the number 10 ride, that is Henry Benson. Into his outside in the 41, it's the Dr. Pepper machine, that is Eric L'Oreal. Hopefully I'm saying that right, Eric. Hopefully I'm not going to get that too wrong. As starting on the inside, a row number 3 out there on the speedway, it is Bryce Dickinson in the NLR House of Speed Papa Mike Promotions NH Lens machine, and to his outside, his teammate in the Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed Heartland Harley Davidson Tunnel Visions by Hackney number 21C. It's Charles Barnes starting there in 5th. Bringing up the rear of the field, it's another one of the NLR rides. It's the Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed NH Lens number 29 of Lane Phillips. We'll get ready to rock and roll here. 7 drivers for heat race number 1. Top 3 will transfer through into the A main feature event. So we're looking for our top 3 drivers to punch themselves into our A main here this evening as the pace truck has made that hard left-hand turn back down pit side. We'll get ready to set them loose as the Premier Racing Setups number 51 ride of Tyler Radabo down low will get ready to set us loose as the green flag is quickly upon us here at the dirt track at Charlotte as the 51 ride's going to lead us down into quarter number 1, and at a quarter number 2 he slides up in front of the Big D machine, but Dustin Beck going to drive back down low here, looking for a big run through 3 and 4 though through the middle. Tyler Radabo down across the line will lead lap number 1 as the 180 Flood Doctor number 51 ride of Tyler Radabow leads the way. Dustin Benton hanging right there with him. You see Bryce Dickinson trying to work himself a little closer to the front of the field here as he battles door-to-door with Charles Barnes. Barnes working, though, to his outside as Lane Phillips right there in position number 6. Unfortunately for the 41 ride of Eric L'Oreal will slide back to that 7th spot, down 3 spots early in this race. As Dustin Benton going to try to slide up in front of the 51 ride. Things getting tight and close down there through quarter 3 and 4 as Radabow will hang on to the race lead. The slide jump from Dustin Benton, a little contact. Radabow gets into him, opens up the door. Here comes Henry Fenson. Fenson right there, as well as the number 1 machine will slide into the top spot. Tyler Radabow will work back to his inside. Charles Barnes now up into that 3rd and final transfer position as Dustin Benton back into position number 4. He's going to be looking for more as Lane Phillips there in 5th. Bryce Dickinson back in that 6th position. Eric L'Oreal back in position number 7 as Tyler Radabow continues to lead the way. Radabow out in front, showing him how to get it done as Fenson gets a little contact into his back bumper as the Flux 3D machine working the inside lane down through quarter number 3, but out of quarter number 4. Another great drive off that exit speed for the 51 ride, keeping him at the front of the field. As Charles Barnes now working to the outside of that 1 machine of Henry Fenson. Fenson trying to hang on to it as here comes Lane Phillips and Dustin Benton. They're right there on his back bumper, looking for a groove to the outside here. A big run for the 29 ride of Lane Phillips as Phillips looking to try to jump up and take that 3rd and final transfer spot away from him. Woo! Things getting tight down in 3 and 4, or 1 and 2 once again, as down through 3 and 4. The Premier Racing Setups number 51 ride going to continue to hang on to that lead as Charles Barnes worked to the inside, trying to find a lane down low. Couldn't quite get the run that he needed to try to slide in front of the Optic Gaming number 51 ride. As Radabow continues to lead the way, Charles Barnes there in 2nd on his back bumper. Lane Phillips in the House of Speed Pulp Mike Promotions 29 ride now into that 3rd in final transfer spot. Henry Fenson there in 4th with Dustin Benton back in that 5th position. Bryce Dickinson and Eric L'Oreal will round out our field here in heat race number 1 as Radabow down across the line will click another lap off that scoreboard. Only 2 more laps left to go, ladies and gentlemen. Only 2 more laps of racing action here. Can this 51 ride hang on to the lead, or can the 21 Sia Charles Barnes find a way to get around him and pick up heat race win number 1 on the season? The white flag has been displayed, so one more time around here for that laser number 51 machine as the Premier Racing Setups ride down in at quarter number 3 here. Charles Barnes with a big run down low, can't quite get the drive off as Tyler Radabow will pick up heat race win number 1 here in our opening race of the Friday Night Lights, presented to you by Dirt Clash Super Street Series. Charles Barnes and Lane Phillips will also punch their tickets into the A main feature event. Everybody else outside the top 3 there will transfer through to our consolation race as the top 3 transfer straight into our A main feature event. And Scott Spees, my boy Scotty, coming in showing the love, says that's some good racing, some great racing out there from the fellas on the racetrack. Man, they're putting on a good show for us already in this one, and it's going to continue to be just as good. It's going to get better and better and better the more cars we get out there on the racetrack. The pedal on the right, hit it, says Cody. Yes, Sirski, the skinny pedal is on the right. That's the one you need to hit. Don't even worry about the other one. Don't even worry about the other one. Jeremy Sexton says, let's get it. Should be fun. Yes, sir. It should be a lot of fun. As Mr. Stefanski says, being on vacation, ready to get after it. Good luck, boy. Steve, my boy. Good to see you back out there on the racetrack, brother. We can't wait to get you out there and see if you can get that number 15 right. See if you can muscle your way back to the front of the field. Eric, my boy Eric, coming in with the heart reaction on the stream. Tyler Robinson with that thumbs up as well. Scott Spees coming in with the like. Cody McCoy with the like and the share. Jeremy Sexton, Jason Scott, Steven Stefanski, Jimmy Phillips, all coming in with those likes as Bryce Dickinson coming in with that heart reaction. Eric says, good show already there for heat race number 1, but we got a lot of racing action left ahead of us here. A lot more excitement to be had is at the front of the field here in heat race number 2. It's the 2020 the Cocky Floyd Consulting ride. That is Jeremy Sexton to his outside in the Doghouse Racing 2020 machine. That is Philip Sexton starting there in second. Starting in position number 3 in the 20 ride, it's the DWR Evil One Graphics iRacing iFlag Martin Sports JRE machine. That is Chad Puterbo, and to his outside in the 86, that is Landon Imhoff. Starting on the inside, a row number 3 in the Steve's Lawn Care number 15 rides the Sunrise Racing ride at Steven Stefanski. He's got Zachary Lenley to his outside, and Jason Gunnels bringing up the rear of the field in the 19 ride. Beautiful new looking paint scheme there for that number 19 machine as Jeremy Sexton sees that green flag fly quickly, putting that pedal to the metal here as he leads us down the back straightaway, trying to open up a gap already between himself and the other 2020 of Philip Sexton. So a pair of 2020s there at the front of the field, followed behind with another 20 on the racetrack as Chad Puterbo hangs on to position number 3. The 19 ride already up into position number 4 and looking for more here as that is the 19 ride. Beautiful looking paint scheme there for the Majula Say Speed Shop ride of Jason Gunnels as he rolls in position number 4 and already looking for more as he just laid down the quick lap time here in this heat race. Zachary Lendy back there in position number 5 as Landon Imhoff and Steven Stefanski both sliding backwards there ever so slightly as Stefanski ran into some issues here, maybe some rust on the old Sunrise Racing Steve's Lawn Care WB Crave Designs ride as it looks like he may get in here, maybe a little help. Oh, I'm not sure if it was just neck coat or what might have just happened to him, as it just looks like that car just jolted loose right there. That's a tough break for this ride. I'm not sure if there was contact or what might have happened here between these guys. I think maybe a little contact. Yeah, right there. Tire on tire, unfortunately, and it just straightens out that 15 ride, and fortunately goes right into that inside wall. Tough break there for him, but still rocking and rolling, looking to try to pick up as many positions as possible here before the end of this heat race. As Jeremy Sexton, Philip Sexton, 1 and 2 on the racetrack. Chad Puterbo rolls there in position number 3, trying to hang on to that 3rd spot as the 19 rider Jason Gunnels trying to jump up and take that spot away. Jason right there in position number 4 and looking for more here as he continues to work to the back bumper of that 2020 ride. 2 drivers with 2 brand new, very, very fresh, very fast looking paint schemes. It's a slide job there for Gunnels. Gunnels with that big slider right there. The crossover coming out of Chad Puterbo as Puterbo gonna pay him back here in 1 and 2 as they go door to door down the back straightaway. A big run this time down into quarter number 3 for Gunnels as he's gonna send it in once again, looking for a good drive off, trying to keep that 20 ride back there at base so he can try to go hunt down the other 20 rides in front of him. As they're going to get tight here in 1 and 2. Oh, baby! Gunnels had to check up, had to get onto the binders there as that 20 ride at Chad Puterbo was going to slide right up into him. Some good hard racing here for that 3rd and final transfer spot, and these drivers know that that's what's on the line here. Do they want to be in a consolation race? Do they want to risk not being able to make it into our A main feature event, or do you punch your ticket right here through this heat race? That's what they're battling for right now. Top 3 will move on to the A main. Everybody else will go to the consies, and these 2 are putting on a show for us. Back and forth out there on the speedway is Gunnels in the 20 ride of Chad Puterbo, continuing to battle for position number 3 on the speedway. 20 right there could not get the run he needed to clear the 19 ride. We'll see if he can find something down here in 1 and 2. Couldn't quite pull the trigger on the slide job. As a great run down the back straightaway from the 19 ride as Jason Gunnels will jump into position number 3 as the checker flag will be displayed here as door to door, a close finish right at the line as Jeremy Sexton picks up heat race win number 2. Philip Sexton and Jason Gunnels will advance to the A main feature event as Puderbo, Lendy, Imhoff, and Stefanski will all transfer to the Consolation race. As we will get ready here for Heat Race number 3. Heat Race number 3 about to get underway as Brycey Bear says, I'm just here to win B-Mains. He says, I'm just here to win B-Mains. Hey, listen, you know what? I'm pretty sure they still give out trophies in those B-Mains as well. As Brian says, Peacemaker, I respect the race videos in y'all. Mooner, did you ever race at Florence Speedway? That's a good question right there, and I appreciate you tuning in and showing the love throughout the broadcast here, Brian. I appreciate that, brother. If anyone's watching over on the YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that gosh heckin' subscribe button. If you're watching over on Facebook, drop a like, drop a couple comments, as every single like, comment, share helps push the stream out to more and more people, as that's exactly what we want. We want to fill the stands up here. We want to get all the eyes in the skies here to watch all these great talented drivers duke it out week after week after week. As we get them ready to rock and roll, starting on the pole here in Heat Race number 3, it is the Racing Electric. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. The Gaston's Graphics number 17 right there of Cody Racing starting in position number 1. He's got the Throttle Down Motorsports number 33, and Dylan Simmons going to start there to his outside. Starting on the inside, a row number 2 in the Mazda Racing number 50. That's Charles Davis into his outside. In the 98 ride, that is Cliff Adams. Starting on the inside, a row number 3 in the DWR JREI Racing I-Flag number 57. That is Jim Revis into his outside. In the slinganddirt.com DWR, the Dirt Warrior Racing number 57 ride, that is Jeremy Akins. And bringing up the rear of the field in the Hooters Mountain Dew number 17M, that is James Monroe, as we will get ready to rock and roll for another amazing show. 7 more drivers getting ready to duke it out for 3 more transfer spots into our A main feature event. Racing, Simmons, 1 and 2 on the speedway. We'll see that green flag fly as quickly the 17 will lead us down into corner number 1. Slides up the racetrack here. A good run coming from the 33 right of Dylan Simmons, as Simmons is going to work down to the inside here. We may already see some slide jobs coming as the 33 works the bottom lane. Just going to be able to slide up and clear the 17 down the back straightaway. So Dylan Simmons leads lap number 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Is a little bit of a crossover, a little bit of a slide job there from that 17 ride, as he will now work to the outside through 3 and 4, looking for a big run, but the 33 able to clear him, get a good run, and lead another lap here of the dirt track at Charlotte. Cliff Adams right there in position number 3 as Jeremy Akins working 3 wide here to the outside, as Akins is going to jump up into position number 4 and looking for more here as Jim Revis is going to try to clear the 50 ride of Charles Davis here. Revis getting very loose though down through corner 1. He had to check up quite a bit. He's going to try the inside lane now as he gets a good run out of corner number 2 here to the inside of the 50 ride of Charles Davis for position number 5 of the speedway. James Monroe right there with him. It's the 17M trying to work himself through these guys, trying to work himself up and inside the top 5, but can't find any racing room out there on the racetrack. Is out in front, the 33, the White Knuckle Setup Shop, WB Crave Designs Throttle Down Motorsports at number 33 of Dylan Simmons continues to lead the way here on the speedway as Cody Ratson there in position number 2. Cliff Adams hanging on to that 3rd and final transfer spot as the snap-on number 98 ride rolls there in position number 3. He's in that 3rd and final transfer spot here on the speedway. 57 at Jeremy Akins, though, right there, ready to strike as he works to the back bumper of the 98 ride, trying to punch his ticket into the show here. He knows he needs to get up on top of the wheel, needs to find one more spot to work himself into this feature event. As Vicky Schiller says, dang, heck of a run there in that second heat race, Vicky. Heck of a run, as my boy Eric coming in with that share on the broadcast as well. Carolyn Edwards says, go Sexton boys. Cheered on the Sextons out there on the speedway. Well, good news is, Caroline, that they're both in to our feature event, Carolyn, as they're going to work themselves into the show. They've already punched their ticket into the A-Main feature event, so they don't have to sweat about missing the start of our feature event or having to race their way in through a consolation race, as they will be able to run here this evening in that A-Main after coming home 1 and 2. A close 1 and 2 there in heat race number 2. It's not so close anymore. That 33 ride of Dylan Simmons starting to open up a little bit of a lead here, now out to almost an 0.8 of a second advantage between himself and our second place driver, the 17 at Cody Rasson. Is Rasson there in position number 2 as Jeremy Akins will slide up and take position number 3 away from Cliff Adams. Adams will slide back to that 5th spot here as Jim Revis is around him now, as well as Revis in the other DWR iRacing ride here as he is rolling out there on the racetrack, and he's finding something up against that outside fence, finding some great speed. Now looking to the inside. Oh, baby, big run for Jim Revis, and contact as they're 3 wide down and out of quarter number 4. The checkered flag has been thrown as Dylan Simmons picks up heat race win number 3. Cody Rasson and Jeremy Akins are top 3 as Jim Revis was 7/100ths away from transferring through to our A-Main feature event. As we'll get them all ready to rock and roll as our third and final heat race has come to a close. That means we'll get ready to rock and roll. As rep in Kentucky / Iowa, let's go, Brian, let's go. Rep in Kentucky and Iowa out there. That's awesome, brother. That's awesome. Where's everyone watching from? That's a good question right there. Jump into the comment section right now. Let us know where you're watching from, ladies and gentlemen. Where, what state or what country or what anything you're watching from. Let us know in the comment section where you're rapping, who you're supporting, and where are you from? Where are you from? Let's get that going. As we're gonna get ready here for our consolation race. 12 drivers will take the green flag here, and it looks like all 12 drivers will punch their ticket. So they're gonna get 15 laps here of racing action. They're going to be able to just kind of work on their rides, work on their craft, make sure that they are absolutely ready to rock and roll for this A-Main feature event. Is starting on the pole in the 1 ride. It's Henry Benson who will start in position number 1. To his outside in the iRacing iFlag Martin Sports DWR Evil One Graphics number 20 ride is Chad Puderbo. To his outside, or to the inside of row number 2 in the DWR iRacing iFlag JRE machine, that is Jim Revis starting there in 3rd. He's got the Jesus Saves, the Racing for Randy 23, the DB34 Racing School or Driving School number 34 of Dustin Benton. We'll start there in 4th. Then we see the number 01, that is Zachary Lendy. Cliff Adams there in row number 3 on the Speedway. Bryce Dickinson in the House of Speed, Papa Mike Promotions NLR number 84 ride will start there in 7th. He's got Landon Imhoff in the 86 ride there to his outside. Charles Davis and Eric L'Oreal will start there in 9th and 10th as Steven Stefanski and James Monroe will round out our field here in this one. 12 drivers ready to rock and roll here in our consolation race, our C-Main or B-Main, whatever it is, our B-Main here this evening. As a great jump there for the Stockmans. Number 1 ride as Henry Benson slides up the racetrack, but he'll lead him down the back straightaway. Here comes Jim Revis. Revis right there looking to pounce early here as he's looking for the race lead at a quarter number 4. Jim Revis will go from 3rd to 1st there in the opening lap of our B-Main action, our consolation race here this evening, as Revis now leads the way. Dustin Benton working to the inside here of that 1 ride as Chad Puderbo back into position number 4 and looking for more as Zachary Lendy there in position number 5. Bryce Dickinson trying to groove to his outside in his NLR Papa Mike Promotions number 84. Zachary Lendy down to his inside. Cliff Adams there in 7 with Charles Davis, Steven Stefanski, James Monroe, Eric L'Oreal, and Landon Imhoff bringing up the rear of the field here in this consi. As Jim Revis out in front, he's looking to try to continue to open up this race lead. Knows that it's 15 laps, knows that all he's got to do is just finish here pretty good, and that could set him up for a great start here on the evening. Being able to pick up that B-Main win. Punch your ticket into the show here. Give yourself that extra bit of a boost of confidence. Now you only got to beat 9 other drivers when it comes to our A-Main feature event. Definitely the boost that Jumbo Jim may need out there on the Speedway. And Steven Stefanski, Muscles, running into some more issues here as he's a little 3 wide down and out at corner number 2 and almost 4 wide right there. Heavy contact. Lendy's going to go around here. A few other drivers also collected here. That's some heavy contact. It's the 98 ride of Cliff Adams just going to get up there a little bit too far, gets a piece of that 0-1 ride. They all bounce off each other, and look at that 15 ride up in the air, bouncing around there. Luckily enough, that car stays on all 4 tires. More contact with that 0-1 as Davis goes down through the infield. You see the 0-1 hard into the infield tractor tire, but tough break there for a lot of these drivers. The Sunrise Racing, Steve's Lawn Care, WB Creative Designs ride keeps on rolling out there on the Speedway. Unfortunately, he's pretty deep in the field right now as we do see Jim Revis running into issues as well. Looks like Jim Revis has disappeared off the Speedway. I'm not sure what's happened to Jim, but I don't know if he lost connection or got kicked from the server or what might have happened there to poor Jim Revis, but he has disappeared, and that hands the race lead over now to the Throttle Down Motorsports DCSSS number 34 of Dustin Benton. Is Benton out in front? He now leads the way here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Henry Benson now into second as Bryce Dickinson there in third. Chad Puterbo back in position number 4 and looking for more as Cliff Adams there in 5th. James Monroe there in 6th. Charles Davis, Eric L'Oreal, Landon Imhoff, Steven Stefanski, our top 10 here on the racetrack is Jim Revis and Zachary Lundy both down pit side here, except for I don't know what happened to Jim. Jim is actually off the racetrack, so he's towed that car right off the Speedway, but doesn't I don't see anything happen to him, so I'm assuming he must have lost connection here to the server. So that is a very tough break there for Jim Revis, who's out in front leading the way there, showing these drivers how to get it done in that one. As Brandon says, man, that sucks. I missed the race, Brandon, my boy. We'll get you out here for the next one, brother. We'll get you out here for the next one, but that definitely is a bummer, my dude. That's a bummer. We wish you were out here. We wish you were racing with these guys. As Indiana says, Vicky Schuller, DWR all the way from Indiana. Let's go, Mama Schuller, coming in showing the love. Coming from Indiana's Carolyn said, coming in with the like as well on the broadcast. Carolyn, I appreciate that. Coming in smashing that thumbs up as Dustin Benton continues to lead the way. Henry Benson hangs on to second as Bryce Dickinson, Chad Puterbo back in 3rd and 4th. Cliff Adams a little farther back here in 6th as Charles Davis right there behind him as James Monroe back in 7th. Eric L'Oreal there in position number 8 with Landon Imhoff, Steven Stefanski, our top 10 here in this consolation race as the white flag has been displayed. So for the final time here in our B-Main down through quarter number 3, nice and easy out of quarter number 4, the Big D Machine Dustin Benton will pick up the B-Main win here this evening as he will park that Throttle Down Motorsports DB34 driving school ride up here in our consolation race victory lane. As he picks up the win, he will get ready to try to put himself into victory lane come our A-Main feature event, as all the drivers here in that consolation race will work themselves into the show. Each and every one of them will be in attendance for our A-Main feature event. As man, what is some good racing already, chat. We've already seen some great racing, a lot of back and forth, a lot of side-by-side sliding jobs, crossovers, and everything out there on the Speedway. These drivers are not holding back out there on the racetrack, as we're going to jump into a quick little warm-up session. These drivers are going to make sure their cars are ready to rock and roll, make sure that they have them absolutely tuned up and ready here for our feature event. As Nelson Johns coming in with the like on the stream, Tina Sexton coming in with that heart reaction, Rob Stefanski, my boy Rob, coming in, dropping that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on the YouTube channel, as we work on 1,000 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. Working on 5K over on Facebook and 1K over on our Twitch channel as well. If you're tuning in or if you have Twitch, make sure you guys go check out our Twitch channel. If you subscribe, resubscribe, or gift a subscription to our Twitch channel from now until from now until August 19th, you will actually earn yourself a 3-month of free Apple TV. So that means 3 months of free TV brought to you by Apple TV over there on the Twitch channel. All you gotta do is go to our Twitch channel, Peacemaker Gaming, over on Twitch, and drop a subscription, drop a gifted subscription, and you will earn yourself a Twitch drop of 3 months of Apple TV for free. That's absolutely insane. That's absolutely insane because you get to not only support myself, but you also get 3 months of Apple TV. Can't get a better deal than that right there, ladies and gentlemen. Can't get a better deal than that right there. As Hunter McManus says, let's go, Goonals. Let's go, Goodles. As Kentucky in the house says Nelson. Nelson coming in all the way from Kentucky. Dave Morgan says, let's go, Sexton guys. Let's go. Dave coming in, showing the love, smashing that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. As we'll get ready to go green flag racing here for our A-main feature event in just a few more moments. I'm going to get a quick drink into me, and then we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. So we'll be right back here as the counter goes down there. Our warm-up session coming to a close right above me, just over 2 minutes before we see our green flag in our A-main feature event. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our A-main feature event is about to get underway, these drivers are going to get ready to go to battle here this evening from the beautiful dirt track at Charlotte. As our warm-up session has come to a close, each and every one of these drivers, they are absolutely ready to go. As they will get lined up here on the front straightaway, we will get ready to take you through the starting grid here this evening, as each and every one of these drivers ready to put on an absolutely amazing race here for us this evening. As each and every one of them get loaded into the sim, we'll get ready to take you through our starting field here in our first race of the season of the Friday Night Lights, presented to you by Dirt Clash Super Street Series and all of our amazing sponsors that you see down in the bottom right. There's also your logo here down there as well. Anyone that's interested in sponsoring or becoming part of the DCSSS crew and part of the Friday Night Lights, let us know, as we will love to get your logo here onto the broadcast. As we will get ready to rock and roll, we'll get ready to set these drivers loose as they start to roll here behind our official iRacing pace truck. We'll go through our starting grid. And starting on the pole, he won heat race number 1. It is the Premier Racing Setups ride, the 51 of Tyler Radabow. To his outside in the 2020 is the Cocky Floyd Consulting Doghouse Racing, the Doghouse Chassis ride of Jeremy Sexton. Starting in position number 3 in the 33, that is Dylan Simmons. Into his outside in the NLR Papa Mike Promotions, it was the speed number 21C, that is Charles Barnes. Starting in position at number 5 in the Sexton Racing Doghouse Racing 2020, that is Philip Sexton. Into his outside of the 17, that is Cody Rassin. Lane Phillips will start there in 7th. He's got Jason Gunnels there to his outside in the Majula St. Speed Shop number 19 ride, as the number 57, the DWR machine of Jeremy Akins, will start in 9th. Dustin Benton will start to his outside there in the 10th spot. Bryce Dickinson, Henry Fencing, Cliff Adams, Chad Puderbo, James Monroe, Charles Davis, Landon Imhoff, Eric L'Oreal, Jim Revis, Steven Stefanski, Zachary Lundy will bring up the rear of the field as we get ready to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here at the dirt track at Charlotte. As Tyler Radabow leads the way down the back straightaway here into corner number 3. Nice and easy as he hits that bottom row as someone gets into the infield tractor tire. Look out, they're piling up. Big wreck down here at corner number 3. And our first lap caution flag will fly. Philip Sexton tied up in it as he's sideways here. That's the 20 ride of Chad Puderbo tied up in that as well. We saw the 17 ride of Cody Rassin upside down there in corner number 3 and 4. Wowzers, that was a tough break there for this number 17 ride. Let's see if we can play this back and take a look at it as it all starts. As I don't know who it was. I think it was the 33 of Dylan Simmons gets into one of these infield tractor tires down in corner number 3. And that just stacks everybody up right here in the center. Boom! Smashes the infield tractor tire. Philip Sexton nowhere to go, trying to get checked up. Lane Phillips nowhere to go, goes right underneath of him. And look at everyone just slide up the racetrack. And Cody Rassin nowhere to go, gets up into the outside fence, sandwiched in there. See Bryce Dickinson in it, the 17 as well of Monroe. Champ Puderbo, the 98, Bryce Dickinson. So many of these drivers all getting tore up right here early in this race, and it all stems from the 33 ride of Dylan Simmons just making hard contact with that infield tractor tire. Let's see if we can jump right on board here onto the helmet cam of this 33 ride. There's the tire. Oh, and he goes around, and this is a scary sight. This is a sight you never want to see. All these drivers coming right at you. You're parked sideways in the middle of a corner. Man, that is a very tough break. Let's see if we can get a look here from Cody Rassin's perspective as he sends it down the back straightaway and into the high side here in corner 3 and 4. Just looking for a good run, looking to start his day off right. He sees a little bit of it, not expecting it to come up to him, and unfortunately, it definitely does, and that is a sight you never want to see. He unfortunately gets turtled here in corner number 3 and 4 and has to take that car down pit side. Man, there was so much carnage right there. So many drivers that just unfortunately just had nowhere to go here. You look at the 19 ride as well, also getting collected here of Jason Gunnels. Gunnels just really just a victim in there. Lane Phillips in there as well. So many of these drivers, just nothing they can do except for hang on and hope for the best there. And there's a lot of drivers that got tore up in a quick hurry as that all happened behind our race leader, the 51 of Tyler Radabow, as Radabow will get ready to go back to green flag racing. Jeremy Sexton still to his outside here as down through 3 and 4. We're going to see that green flag come back out here once again. Quickly The green flag back out onto the racetrack as Tyler Radabow leads us down into corner number 1. He gets a big run, but some contact back there behind him as, more contact. Hang on to it. Jeremy Aikens almost going around as we saw contact between our second and third place drivers here. As more issues, more drivers beating and banging. Look at them all just leaning on each other, each and every one of them beating and banging, bumping and grinding out there on the speedway. We saw one driver down through the infield. I do believe that was the 98 rider, Cliff Adams, as he went down through the infield, got down and out of the way. Here's the rest of the field. Look at this, 3-4 wide out here on the speedway. These guys putting on one heck of a show here for us already in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys appreciate all these drivers and the hard work they're doing out there on the racetrack. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as Tyler Radabow continues to lead the way. Dustin Benton trying to stay in position number 2 as Charles Barnes works to the outside of that 34 ride. As the big D machine up into second here, he started all the way back in 10th and already up into P2. He was lucky enough to be able to work through a lot of that issue, and that first caution flag made up a bunch of spots. And then right there on that restart, we saw unfortunate contact between the 21C of Charles Barnes and the 2020 ride of Jeremy Sexton. They went up the racetrack and Dustin jumped up and jumped all over it, but here comes Barnes right into the picture as the 51 of Radabow sliding back here a little bit. Here comes the big D machine. Here comes Charles Barnes. They're right there looking to put the pressure onto the back bumper of our race leader. We may see a lead change here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big run through corner 3 and 4. I don't know what happened to Tyler Radabow. He's blinking out there. His internet's giving up. The car is slowing down as we get a new race leader here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Charles Barnes to the front of the field. The NLR Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed, the paints by Hackney number 21C rider Charles Barnes now to the point here as he leads the way. Dustin Benton will try to jump up into position number 2. He makes a little contact there with the Premier Racing Setups 51 rider Tyler Radabow as they battle door to door here for that second spot. It's allowing Charles Barnes to open up a little bit more of a lead here as Jeremy Sexton back there in 4th and Steven Stefanski, the Sunrise Racing number 15 by the Steve's Lawn Care Machine up inside the top 5. He started all the way back in 19th, now sitting there in the 5th position. Jim Revis started back in 20th, now up into 6th here. Some hard chargers on the racetrack as both of them up 14 positions here early in this race. Chad Puterbo back there in position number 7 as Jeremy Aikens working down to his inside. Philip Sexton there in 9th, and Lincoln Phillips now inside our top 10 here once again. It's the 29 ride pointed back in the right direction. Bryce Dickinson looking to move up into that 11th spot here as he goes door to door with Cody Rassin for that 11th spot on the speedway. Zachary Lendy right there behind him. Eric L'Oreal back there in 14th. Henry Benson, Charles Davis, Dylan Simmons there in 17th. Jason Gunnels back in 18th here, trying to work himself up through the traffic, making some contact with the 33. Hang on to it. Dylan Simmons almost going around right there. Unfortunately, both drivers get checked up. They both lose a spot right there as Cliff Adams rolls right around them. The 17 of James Monroe there, as well as Landon Imhoff also off the racetrack. So a tough break there for the 86 of Imhoff as he has jumped off the racetrack and took his car down pit side as Charles Barnes out in front now by just over 1 second on the speedway. The 51 of Tyler Radabow hanging on to position number 2 as he's got a little bit of a gap now between himself and the big D machine of Dustin Benton. Jeremy Sexton back there in 4th with Steven Stefanski, Jim Revis, Lane Phillips, Jeremy Aikens, Chad Puterbo, and Philip Sexton are top 10 out there on the racetrack. Nelson John says 57 a wheelman. Which 57? We got 2 of them out there. I'm assuming you're either, it's either Jim Revis in the yellow, pink, bluish ride, 57, or the 57, the black and red one that you see up there on the high side of the racetrack, just battling inside the top 10. Mama Schuler says, well, crap. She says, well, crap, as Jake Stefanski, Hunter McManus both coming in, showing the love here in this one. Jake also coming in with that share on the stream as well. Russell Harrell coming in with that like. Johnny Ratley with the heart reaction. John Bellando coming in with the like on the stream as well. How are you, John? How are you, Johnny Ratley? How are you, Ross and Jake? hopefully you guys are having yourselves a wonderful day. Hunter McManus says car is hot. Jason Gunnell's car is hot, but yeah, that was a tough one there for the 19 ride. I'm sure he's probably got some pretty good contact. Unfortunately, he's probably got some pretty good contact, pretty good damage there. As Johnny says, what the hell? Bryce doing in 11th. Ty would be leading by now? I know, right? Ty would already be leading this race. Yeah, Akins is a wheel man sometimes. Him and Jim Revis, man, both those TWR 57 rides are pretty darn fast. Bryce would probably be a little bit better than 11th, Johnny, if he didn't get collected there in that first big wreck here on our opening lap. Down through 3 and 4, we saw Dylan Simmons get into an infield tractor tire, spun around right virtually in front of the entire field, and we saw, 6, 7, 8, 10 cars all get piled into it. And unfortunately for Bryce, he ended up with some damage, had to take his car down pit side and put him deeper in the field there. So he's trying to rebound from that, and he's trying to rebound and work himself inside the top 10 right now as he's taking a peek down low under the 20 ride of Chad Puderbo. It's Puderbo trying to hang on to a top 10 here. Bryce is right there working to his inside, is out in front. It's Charles Barnes. Barnes leads the way here as Tyler Radabo there in second. Dustin Benton in position number 3 on the speedway. Jeremy Sexton back there in position number 4 as Lane Phillips has worked himself now inside the top 5. He's worked himself now around Steven Stefanski and Jim Revis, who are now back in 6th and 7th on the speedway. Jeremy Akins there in 8th. Philip Sexton there in 9th. And then we see that battle between Chad Puderbo, Bryce Dickinson. He can throw Henry Fenson right into that battle as Fenson there in the 12th position. He's got his car looking down low, almost going to go 3 wide there down the back straightaway, but Bryce thought better of that one. Going to try to get a big run here on the high side through 3 and 4. We did see some issues for the 17 ride of Cody Rasson. Rasson ran into some more issues in the 17 machine. We'll take a look here and see what happened to him as on the bottom side through 1 and 2. Just looks like he's going to pull that car off the speedway. Unfortunately, maybe some additional contact and damage for that 17 ride. We saw him go upside down early in this race after starting up towards the front of the field. Unfortunately, he was probably in one of the worst places imaginable there in that first wreck of the day, and unfortunately, not the way he wanted his evening to go. You can tell they're all friends with the way they lean on each other. Yeah, for the most part, I feel like there's a lot of these guys that have raced a long time with each other. I mean, a lot of the guys up inside the top 10 have definitely ran a lot of laps and had a lot of battles with each other. Even when you go back to Jason Gunnels or Dylan Simmons, they're guys that have been around for a long time and ran a lot of these races, especially with some of the other guys out there, like Charles Barnes, like Tyler Radabo, Dustin Benton, Jeremy Sexton, Lane Phillips, man. I mean, even Sextons, the Sextons are pretty new out there, but they're good, hard-nosed competitors, and they've ran a lot of laps together with a lot of these other guys, as they're pretty much all towards the same splits out there, so they're all running, different official races together. They know each other's names. They know each other's driving styles out there on the racetrack. So not the first time they've turned laps together, even though this is our first race of the season. They've also had a couple practice races, and let me tell you, man, they're putting on a show right now as Barnes continues to lead the way here out in front by 1.4 seconds here down through quarter number 3 and 4. Tyler Radabo right there behind him, though, in position number 2 is a little farther back, about 3, almost 4 seconds back. You see Dustin Benton. So Benton, he'll be playing a little bit of strategy here. Maybe trying to take it a little bit easier on this 34 ride, slowing the pace here of the rest of the field. And as he's slowing the pace, drivers back there behind him also kind of slowing down ever so slightly. And what they could be doing is just saving their equipment, saving those tires, not being too hard on the car. So if we have a late race caution flag, they may have a little bit extra left in the tank than our race leaders. And there's the yellow out there on the racetrack. As we were talking about it, as we were speaking it into existence, we see the 17M of James Monroe go around. Woo, brother, this will make things spicy right here. James Monroe running into issues. We'll take a look here and see what happened as he had the race leaders right here in front of him. Not sure what happens. The 17 just sends it in there a little bit deep, gets up into the outside fence, and just loses the rear end here. Oh, man, great heads-up driving by our race leader, Charles Barnes, to keep himself out of that one. That could have ended his night in a quick hurry. Let's see if we can play this back. Let's see if we can jump on board here with our race leader, Charles Barnes, and see what he can see from the cockpit here. And He's the 17 right, send it in there, gets sideways, gets into the wall. He's looking to go down underneath of him and then slides right in front of him. Great heads-up driving there. Woo, man, that was a close call for our race leader, man. He did not have a lot of time to maneuver himself out of this one. Is James Monroe going to just lose it there on the high side as he goes around? Look at the 21C. He's looking like he's going to go absolutely into the driver's side door of that 17 right. Somehow or another gets that car to just narrowly avoid any contact and stay out in front, stay in the race lead. So great piece of driving there for Charles Barnes as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Barnes out in front. Tyler Radabow there in second. Dustin Benton, Lane Phillips, our top four is Jeremy Sexton. Rounds out our top five here on the Speedway. And you see Steven Stefanski, Jim Revis, Jeremy Akins, Philip Sexton, Henry Fenson, Bryce Dickinson, Champ Puderbo, our top 12 out here on the Speedway. As I do believe Delaware final restarts here. So Delaware final restarts, that means the 21C will have this front row all by himself here. So the 21C will start out in front. He will have a full lane all to himself, which is a big advantage here when it comes to these restarts. That means you can get a little bit different of a launch angle. You can get a little bit better of a jump on the drivers back there behind you to try to give yourself that extra advantage around the speedway, especially trying to protect yourself late in the race and trying to save yourself from maybe a late run dive bomb from one of the drivers back there behind you. So we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. The pace car off the speedway here, as we have seen already a lot of laps down and only 20 laps left to go. As we'll jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume as we go back to green flag racing and we crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. Caution flag back out there on the speedway here. Our crank it up caution flag is going to be displayed here. As unfortunately looks like the DWR iRacing I-Flag number 57 and Jim Rem is going to run into some issues here. We will take a look back and see what happened here to him as he ran into some issues down in corner number 3 and 4. That will bring us to a close of our Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up right there. We were able to get a quick drink and ready to get back into the action, but we will take a look to see what brings out our third caution flag here on the evening. Tough racing here as you see the 57 right, almost 3 wide down the back straightaway here as the 2020 of Philip Sexton works to his inside. Looks like they just make a little bit of contact. And unfortunately, that just gets that rear end loose on the 57 right. And unfortunately, that car is going to step around and go around here. Luckily enough, no one else going to get collected as the 2020 ride of Philip Sexton, the DWR iRacing I-Flag 57 of Jim Revis come together. Jim goes around there sideways on the speedway. They get together again. There's some pretty good damage to both rides, but Jim stops here on the racetrack, and that will bring our caution flag out here once again as the rest of the field rolls around him. A tough break there for Jim Revis as he was just trying to hang on to this ride, just trying to keep himself out of trouble. Unfortunately, trouble came to him in a quick hurry, and definitely not the way he wanted things to go here late in this race as he was working himself inside the top 5, and unfortunately that's all you can do is just hang on and hope for the best there. Is Tough break there for Mr. Revis. We'll get him ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to battle here as out in front it is Charles Barnes who leads the way here. Barnes out in front looking for another big run, another big restart here as he's got Dustin Benton and Lane Phillips right there behind him. Is down through corner 3 and out of corner number 4. We see the green flag fly once again here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Barnes electing to go to the high side. Dustin Benton down low, looking for a little bit of a slide jump here. Trying to clear not only the 21C, but looking for a gap to clear that 29 of Lane Phillips. Phillips trying to stay right there and keep that 34 ride down to his inside, where he can work to the outside lane. They go door to door, down across the line. So Phillips and Benton right here is a big run, slide jump out of the 34. The 29 was thinking about trying to pull that crossover, did not pull the trigger on it, and now here comes Tyler Radabo as Radabo works to the inside of that 29 ride, the 2020 of Jeremy Sexton right there ready to pounce as well. Sexton there in that 5th position, trying to hang on to it, is out in front, trying to keep himself at the front of the field is Charles Barnes as we see our 4th caution flag fly. Another late race caution flag here on the speedways. It looks like Charles Davis possibly going to run into some issues here. Zachary Lendy possibly getting collected as well. The look down into corner number 3 and 4, and oh yeah, the 0-1 ride gets in there a little bit deep. We'll take a look here at Lendy as he gets in there. Unfortunately, gets in a little bit deep here, makes that contact. Where is Lendy? There he is. All right, so here's the 0-1 machine, the black and red car. He's going to get in here just a little bit too far. Let's go back to the other angle. As he gets in here, he's going to make some contact with the 20 ride of Champ Puderbo. He makes that little bit of contact. Unfortunately, it just loses that front end. The car is going to go around here sideways on the speedway, and then the 50 ride of Charles Davis, there's really nowhere for him to go. Gets in there, gets a big piece of him. You see Jim Revis trying to avoid it as well. May have gotten a little bit of contact there, but looks like everyone doing a great job to avoid the 2 spun out cars there on the bottom side of corner 3 and 4, but that will be our 4th caution flag here on the speedway as we'll get them ready to go back to battle here. Another restart for the 21C at Charles Barnes, and now we've seen big runs already out of that 34 ride of Dustin Benton, the big D machine. He is not scared to throw those big slide jumps, but Lane Phillips, Tyler Radabo, Jeremy Sexton, they're right there ready to pounce, as well as Steven Stefanski, Henry Fenson, Bryce Dickinson working himself up inside the top 10 here as we go back to green flag racing. A big run into corner number 1, but here comes the big slide jump out of the 34 right of Dustin Benton. 3 wide, bouncing around, contact down the back straightaway. Heavy contact down into corner number 3. Here comes Tyler Radabo as Lane Phillips was able to work himself to the front of the field. Lane Phillips to take this race lead away. Dustin Benton trying to hang on to second as Jeremy Sexton and Radabo work down to his inside. Charles Barnes trying to get hooked up again to the outside of that 34 ride as he's looking to try to get back to the front of the field here, but he's got a lot of work left to do to try to get back to the point here as he's got to jump up and figure out a way to get around Dustin Benton and Lane Phillips late in this race as Lane Phillips out in front. Leading the way is the big D machine there in second. Charles Barnes, Jeremy Sexton, Henry Fenton are top 5. Here on the speedway is Tyler Radabo down low. He's going to try to hang on to position number 5 on the speedway, but Fenton and Stefanski work to his outside. Getting very tight on that bottom lane, and now here comes Bryce Dickinson back into the 8th position here for that number 84 ride as Bryce works himself up inside the top 10. He's got Jeremy Akins right there behind him, and Jason Gunnels, Chad Puderbo, the 57 of Jim Revis, all right there. Some more 3-wide racing action here at Charlotte as these drivers putting on one heck of a show here for us. Chad Puderbo right there in the thick of things. You see Philip Saxon trying to work himself through there. Dylan Simmons as well. Charles Davis, Cliff Adams, all right there ready to pounce. The 98 ride and the 0-1 going to come together. The 0-1 is going to go around, and the caution flag will come back out here once again. Almost exactly what we saw last time as well. Our 5th caution flag going to come out in basically a reenactment of caution flag number 4 here. This driver is going to send it into corner number 3 and 4. The 98 gets very, very loose here through the middle of the corner, and as he's getting loose, he's got no forward drive. He's sliding down in front of the 0-1 ride, and I don't think he was expecting him to lose that much momentum, and they come together Front end goes around on that 0-1. He gets stopped here on the speedway. Good job by everyone else to jump up and avoid him and not make any more contact. Unfortunately, though, that will put us back under the caution flag. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing, as now we are within 10 laps left to go here in the race. So with inside 10 laps to go, we make these drivers single file out there on the speedway. So single file restart here, as out in front, Lane Phillips leads the way. Charles Barnes was scored there in second. Dustin Benton back in third. Jeremy Sexton, Henry Fenton are top 5, as Steven Stefanski, Tyler Radabo, Bryce Dickinson, Jeremy Akins, and Chad Puterbo are top 10 here on the speedway. Going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. My boy Matt Taylor coming in, showing the love. Matty coming in, smashing that heart reaction. Casey Durant coming in with that like as well on the broadcast, coming in, showing the big love. Matt says, let's go NLR. Cheering on the NLR boys, as Jason Scott says, well, what's good, Jason? How are you, Mr. Scott? Coming in, showing the love. Mr. Pratt says, don't think these guys ever thrown a clean slider. I mean, these guys have raced a lot of laps together, and they've been around the simulator for a very, very long time. Trust me, they have thrown a lot of sliders, a lot of clean ones, a lot of dirty ones, but you know, when it comes to good, friendly, hard competition, you know, you never know what you're going to get out there on the speedway, but it's a lot of fun. As out in front, Lane Phillips is going to see that green flag fly. Phillips back onto the lap pedal, a great restart here for the 29 run, as the NLR, Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed Machine, leads the way here on the speedway. See Charles Barnes there in second, trying to figure out a way to get back around his teammate there on the racetrack, is Dustin Benton there in third. Jeremy Sexton in position number 4. He's looking to come alive here late in this race, as Henry Benson up inside the top 5, having himself a great day here at the Speedway. Steven Stefanski, Tyler Radabo, Bryce Dickinson, Jeremy Akins, and Chad Puterbo rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack, as Phillips still trying to keep this race lead, trying to put himself up into victory lane, as Gunnels, laugh out loud, Gunnels out there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, looks like Jason has taken his car down pit side and off the speedway, so a tough break there for Mr. Gunnels, as he's taking his car down pit side, as Lane Phillips out in front, gonna click another lap off. We get closer and closer to our checkered flag, as only 4 more laps left to go here this evening for our first race of the Dirt Clash Super Street Series Friday Night Lights here on Peacemaker Gaming, as the first race back here, a brand new season underway. Each and every one of these drivers looking for their best day here already, looking for a good run to get their championship hopes kicked off here on the right foot, as Lane Phillips leads them here through 3 and 4. You see that 21C at Charles Barnes right there on his back bumper, not giving him an inch out there on the racetrack. Barnes, I don't think he's scared of making the move, trying to make something happen here late in the race, but I think he's just trying to size up this 29 ride, trying to figure out where he's a little bit better, where he's a little bit faster, and where he can make his move to try to take this race lead and maybe the win away from the 29 ride of Lane Phillips, as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for the 29 ride of Lane Phillips. Can he hang on and hold off the 21C at Charles Barnes? Barnes going to work the outside here once again through quarter 3 and 4, as Lane Phillips will work the lane right below him, as out at quarter number 4 for the final time here this evening. We see Lane Phillips down across the line. He will pick up the checkered flag here tonight. So Lane Phillips picking up the first win of the season, will park the House of Speed NLR. Papa Mike Promotions number 29 right up in victory lane. His teammate Charles Barnes right there with him will come home in position number 2. And the man with the plan, the master man, the man that makes all this happen, the Throttle Down Motorsports DCSSS, the DB34 driving school number 34 of Dustin Benton will come home in that 3rd spot. So Phillips, Barnes, and Benton are top 3 out there on the speedway. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner. Woo, man, what a run and what a race right there for Lane Phillips as he picks up the win and parks his ride up here in Victory Lane at the beautiful dirt track at Charlotte. We'll get ready to pull our top three up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Post-race interviews going to come up next, ladies and gentlemen. But if you guys enjoyed that racing action, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button here on Peacemaker Gaming, and make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys jump into the comment section. Let's see some congratulations up in the comments here for the 29 ride of Lane Phillips. And some drivers going to have a little bit of a demolition derby down and on the back straightaway here. We'll get ready to pull our top three up into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Man, what a run, what a show that these guys just put on for us, man. That was a ton of fun out there. And that's my team, says Bryce Dickinson. That's my team, he says. Vicky Schiller says, great first race, guys, and broadcasting was the best. I appreciate you, Mama Schiller, coming in, showing the love here in this one as we'll get ready to pull our top three up into the booth here for a very, very good race for that 29 ride, man. Super fast cars. We got Lane up here already. We're going to pull him up into the booth. Hey, Lane, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Lane, brother, what a run, what a drive. Take us back through that one as we saw you start, towards the front of the field, but then you get tied up there in that opening lap wreck down through 3 and 4. Pretty good damage for yourself, but you take that car down pit side, you get it repaired, you get back out there onto the racetrack, but now you find yourself deep in this field, and you got to try to figure out a way to work yourself back to the front of the field. Lap by lap, you slowly but surely work yourself back up towards the front here. All of a sudden, the door kind of opens. You're able to jump up and take that race lead away from your teammate Charles Barnes and put yourself up here into Victory Lane, man. Take us back through this race, and how does it feel to be the first winner here of this brand new season?
It feels good. Hang on a minute. Feels great, man. Wasn't signed up right before they really went up, and hell, like I said, started 7th, and then Simmons hit the tire and took out about everybody. So I told Bryce and Charles, I'm just going to do a quick fix and just come through the field. And I don't know if everybody was trying to save tire or what, but I was about 10 mile an hour faster and quicker than everybody, it felt like, at one point. And got up there to about 4th or 5th, and cautions come out. And then unlucky break for Charles. I felt like he should have been the winner, but him and Dustin kind of got together on that slider he threw, and I was trying to even go lower than what I was, but my right rear, I think let me look, it's on 62 right now, so I was barely hanging on against Charles right there at the end. Anybody with my teammate probably would have put me out of the way, but yeah, it was fun. Like I said, first dirt street stock racing, I don't know how long, and I get the win, so I'm happy.
Absolutely, bouncing right back into things, already knocked the rust off, and finding your way back into Victory Lane here. The NLR way, we figured nothing less than that from you guys here this evening, especially with Charles early on in this race, jumping up, taking that race lead, leading a lot of laps. But throughout that middle portion of this race, we see a good green flag run there. We see a lot of laps going down. Did you think you were going to be able to work yourself back up here? Did you think you'd find yourself up in Victory Lane at the end of the evening?
I wouldn't say Victory Lane. I figured I had a top 3 car. I was, to be honest with you, hell, I've been running asphalt for 3 months, so I hadn't really touched dirt, and I was just running where everybody wasn't, and I was finding the way this new build is set up, you got to find the tack, and the little tack strips in between the top and the middle, that's where I was coming off at, and I noticed people were either on the bottom or on the top. They weren't really running the line I was running, so I just think I had the advantage searching the track, and I was just, you're not going to pass nobody just running behind them. So I said, I'm just going to run with her or not. And luckily it worked out for me. I'm happy. Like I said, I don't know if it's the asphalt helping with my patience, but that was the most patient I think I've ever been in a dirt street stop.
Absolutely. Well, it all pays off for you here tonight as you pull that 29 right back up into Victory Lane here at the dirt track at Charlotte Lane. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here on the evening?
Team NLR, first and foremost, House of Speed, Papa Mike's Promotions, Heartland Harley Davidson, NH Lens, Grib Hackney, you for broadcasting, Dustin for letting me run and putting on this league. It's nice to kind of bring the street stocks back, but I'm ready for the mini stocks to come out. I think that's going to be fun.
Absolutely. I'm sure those mini stocks will be an absolute blast. But Lane, it was a blast here this evening watching you guys duke it out lap after lap after lap and seeing you pull yourself up into victory lane here. And hopefully we'll see you, up here each and every one of these Friday night races. And hopefully we'll see you possibly, making a run for the championship here in the Friday Night Lights and many more wins here throughout the season.
I hope so. It's just probably won't see me compete for the points. This was just I had a free Friday, and old lady said, "Why don't you go race?" So I found me a race. So I don't know if I'm gonna be competing for the full points, but it was just nice to have a little fun run with the boys and catch up on old times on these dirt street stocks.
Absolutely, brother. Well, it was definitely a blast seeing you back out there, and hopefully we'll see you out here for the rest of them. But enjoy that win. Don't party too hard down there in victory lane, and hopefully we'll see you out here next Friday as well.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Lane Phillips, as he pulls that number 29 up into victory lane. As you see, as Dustin Benton and Dylan Simmons continue to smash and derby back there on the back straightaway, as we'll get ready to pull our second place finisher here up into the broadcast booth as Charles Barnes coming home in P2. We'll get him up here into the booth. Hey, Charles, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
I got you, man.
Charles, my boy, another good run, another good race here for you as you were able to get that 21 ride to the front of the field here, lead a lot of laps on the evening, but those restarts, unfortunately, a couple of them late in this race opened up the door there for drivers to try to figure out a way to get around you. We saw Dustin throw that big slider, gets up in front of you. You just couldn't quite pull the trigger on the crossover quick enough. You get into his back end a little bit. It kills your momentum down the back straightaway and opens the door for Lane to jump up and take this win away from you here this evening.
Yeah, that restart, the restart before that, I stayed in fourth on the restart, and that time I decided I started in third, and it kind of gave Dustin the jump, and so he cleared me, and I tried to cut underneath him, but it was everything I could to keep out of him. But I got him a little bit, and then when I got him, it bounced in the lane. It is what it is. It's racing, I'll take second behind Lane. I mean, even if Dustin was there, I mean, it was a great race. I had a blast running the top there in 1 and 2. It's been a while since I've ran Charlotte's top, and that was really fun.
Absolutely, like everyone out there was having a blast. We saw a lot of good, 2Y, 3Y, 4Y battles out there on the racetrack. We saw a lot of great racing there at the front of the field with yourself and, as you said, Phillip, Lane and Dustin, and you throw in, Jeremy Sexton in there for a little bit. We saw Tyler Radabo up there racing with you. Guys having some good runs, some good racing there at the front of the field is always what we're looking for. We saw a lot of good green flag laps in there as well till later on in the race, but, we're hoping for a late race caution flag, maybe another one where you could get that attempt to maybe throw the big slider or something on Lane, but we saw you right there on his back bumper throughout a couple of those final closing laps. We figured you were maybe trying to size him up or just wait for that perfect run to maybe throw that slide job or try to take this win away from him, or were you just kind of sitting back and just letting Lane get this one?
I was waiting to pounce. I mean, I wasn't going to do anything crazy to, maybe take us both out of contention for a win or top three. I was more hoping because he moved up to the wall, and I was kind of hoping he was going to get in the wall and slow him down a little bit. I kind of tried to cut down underneath him, but it wasn't enough there to get a good run into 3 and 4. A late great caution, maybe if we were double file again, could have done something, but that single file is just kind of hard to get back up there next to him to really throw anything. Other than that, I mean, it was fun. He drove a great race those last 10 laps, 12 laps, whatever it was he led there.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely picture perfect closing ending there for himself. And before that final caution flag, we saw you and Dustin still battling for that second spot out there on the speedway to kind of give him a little bit of an advantage there. So he definitely earned that one late in this race, just making that move, putting himself into the best position to sneak around you guys and pick up the win here this evening, especially after getting tied up in that first lap accident where we saw a lot of carnage there. We saw him come down pit side and have to restart deep in the field. So a very big, good rebound day for the 29 ride, and a good day for the NLR crew coming home 1 and 2 here. As Charles, you park yourself up here in the second spot. Who would you like to thank for a great run, a great drive here yourself?
I gotta thank Dustin for putting this lead together and letting me run it. You for broadcasting it. Everybody over at NLR, Lane, Bryce, Jamie, Keith, I mean, Jeremy, all of them. I mean, without them guys that kept pushing me through my time coming up, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I always got to thank them and, anybody else.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Charles, a great run and a great drive and a great way to get the season started here for the Friday Night Lights here with the DCSSS. Hopefully, we'll see you up here more and more throughout the series in the broadcast booth. Maybe next week we'll see you one spot better, though, and up here in Victory Lane yourself.
We're definitely going to try for it. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, brother. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Charles Barnes. Barnes comes home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for the 21C machine. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the number 34. It's Dustin Batten, the man with the plan, the master man here on the series. He's the guy who gets everything going here at the DCSSS, and we're going to get him up here into the booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Dustin, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Dustin, brother, a good run, a good race here, man. That was a lot of fun watching you guys duke it out at the front of the field here, right from basically the drop of the green flag right down to the checkered flag. It was action-packed racing all around the speedway, but right there at the front of the field, man, a couple late race restarts. You were able to throw it in there, able to try to get some runs there to try to put yourself at the front of the field. Unfortunately, just got up there. A little contact between you and Barnes opens the door for Phillips to be able to jump up and take this win away from either you or Charles.
Yeah, I thought I gave him plenty of room and cleared him by a couple cars, but maybe I didn't. I meant to go look at it and I didn't. But it is what it is. It's just for fun, and everybody had fun, I'm sure. So that's all it's about. What it's all about.
Absolutely. I know both Lane and Charles were pretty adamant that they were, they were smiling. They were having a good time. They had a lot of fun out there on the speedway. Regardless, win or loss on the evening, they were just having a blast back out there in these dirt street stocks, and I'm sure everybody else was as well. As we saw some amazing racing, a lot of, good 2-wide, 3-wide, even some 4 and 5-wide out there on the speedway as drivers were hanging it out, everything on the line. They weren't backing up. They weren't letting down. They were just putting themselves in good positions with some of those good long green flag runs, and put on a great show for everyone and the fans in the stands here on the evening.
Yeah, we had that first caution where Dylan stepped on his pecker. But after that, we went green for a long time, and I was just kind of trying to bide my time and save my tires because those guys was running the top. I was hoping they was gonna burn their stuff up, and I was gonna save mine, but I don't know. I felt like I was faster than them, but I couldn't run the slider line that I wanted to without getting up there, and wasn't going to chance making contact with them. So every time I'd get right up beside them, but I'd have to lift, and that's just part of racing.
Absolutely, definitely the part of racing right there. Sometimes it's they find that best line out there on the speedway. It's tough to run it where they're not. If there's really not a whole lot left on the bottom, or a little bit too risky running that extreme high side against that outside wall, so it can tear up a car in a quick hurry. But nonetheless, man, you put on a great show and a great run here for us as we saw you duking it out throughout this race, and quickly up inside the top 3, trying to take the lead, trying to run up there inside the top 3 here all evening long, and you were able to finish it off with a solid third place run here to start the season, man. Who would you like to thank yourself here for such a great run and great drive tonight? And who would you like to thank here for such a great season here already, man? One race, and we already saw an amazing show, amazing racing, and I'm sure the rest of the season is going to look just like tonight.
Yeah, first and foremost, I got to thank all the racers that came out. We appreciate you guys, and thanks for racing good and clean. There's a couple hiccups here or there, but I think everybody's raving and acting like they had a blast, so that's what we want to hear. New guys that might be watching, you want in, you could have got in for $10, but you waited. So now if you want to join and race the season, it's 20. But you're welcome to join the Discord and come race with us. And I got to thank you first and foremost, Aaron, for all you do for us. Ever since we came back and started running the Dirt Clash Super Street Series again, you've been our broadcaster, and can't imagine having to have anybody else. So I appreciate you and appreciate everything you do for us. You're the best in the business. I don't care what anybody says. Gotta thank WB Creative Designs, Wade. He does everybody on our team's wraps, and he does an amazing job. This one, was you seeing the blue, black, white car?
No. I was seeing
I
like
went.
an orange and gray car.
Hmm. Well, I don't know, but he done the one I was trying to run tonight. He done for me today, and it's a really good looking car. I like it a lot. So anybody needs wraps, check out WB Creative Designs. He's running a special right now. You buy a wrap and you get 2 transfers free. So he does a wrap on a street stock. You can get it on a late model or modified or whatever you want to for free. Uh, you gotta thank all my teammates over at Throttle Motorsports. Got a great group of guys over there. Appreciate each and every one of them. Uh, gotta thank Precision Auto Body, uh, Bulldog Chassis, uh, and always thinking about my buddy Randy on the back, racing for Randy. Always thinking about you, buddy. Love you, miss you. Thank my wife and my little girl for always putting up with me being out here and racing.
Absolutely, brother. Well, it's good to see you back out there on the Speedway for another night of racing action here with the DCSS. Obviously, we see you guys every Monday with the Monday Night All-Stars, but good to see another series getting kicked up here and another opportunity to see these Dirt Street Stocks back in action, as we've always loved those Dirt Street Stocks. We've always loved the DCSS and what you guys do, and I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to be, up here and able to, work with you on time and everything else to be able to get in another day of amazing racing action. So I appreciate you guys having me up here in the booth and putting on the show for you. And I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, putting in all that work, and putting on a good show for all the viewers.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't have anybody else there. You're the best in the business. And like I said, I'd put you up against anybody. Any league out there that's not using Aaron is in bad shape. That's all I got to say. But I don't even know if you've seen it, Aaron. But have you seen what we're doing after Monday Night All Stars in the off season?
Yes, I saw something about a spin wheel league. So you're gonna be just spinning a wheel for weekly different tracks or different cars and everything else.
Yes. 15 minutes before the server opens, we'll have a drivers meeting, and in the drivers meeting, it's something you could actually do live if you wanted to. It's totally up to you, but we're gonna spin the wheel for the car and track. So we're gonna spin the wheel twice. We'll spin one wheel for the track and one for the car. We got 7 or 8 different cars on the wheel, and we'll have 10 or 12 tracks. That way nobody can sit and practice and be ready. Everybody will be running the same thing at the same time and have a little fun.
Absolutely, sounds like a good show. Sounds like a fun series, and can't wait to be able to put that on for you, brother. As man, a good run, a good drive here for you tonight, Dustin. We always love having you up here in the broadcast booth, and hopefully we'll get you up here more and more. Whether or not it's just for fun in the Monday Night All Stars, because I know you're not racing in that, you're adminning, but it's good to have you up here at least for the Friday night series, and hopefully we'll get you up here week after week as you look for trying to pick up at least one championship here on the season.
Yeah, we'll be hopefully in the booth every week, but that's always a goal. Maybe we'll pick up a win or two.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we can't wait to see you back out there onto the racetrack next Friday, and can't wait for the DCSS boys to be back out there on Monday night as well, as we always enjoy you guys out there, brother. But enjoy the rest of your evening and have yourself a great night, and can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack yourself.
You too, Aaron, and have a good I know you got another broadcast coming up, so good luck with that.
Thank you. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for the Big D Machine, the 34 ride of Dustin Benton, as Benton comes home in position number 3 here on the evening. And you just heard it there from Big D himself. We actually have another broadcast here just in a little bit here, about 20 minutes or so. We will be live for our second broadcast of the evening as we have the NASCAR Cup cars. The MNT Cup Series will be heading to Nashville Super Speedway for another great night of racing action. These guys, I do believe, have already ran 3 or 4 races out of their series with 0 caution flags. So some incredible racing, some incredible patience and talent out there on the speedway for those NASCAR Cup guys with the MNT Series. And we can't wait to see them back in action here again tonight, see what kind of show they can put on for us. I know Nashville can be a little bit more tricky for a lot of drivers, so we may see those couple caution flags, which might spice things up that much more for that series. So we're going to be back live here in about 20 minutes, but I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in, showing the love here. I do see Lane Phillips and Henry Fenton both coming in, smashing the thumbs up on the broadcast over there on the Facebook channel. Taylor Pratt with the heart reaction as well there. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough. All the fans in the stands, everyone coming in, showing the love with the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. I appreciate each and every single one of you coming in, becoming a brand new part of the Peacemaker family here this evening. And hopefully we'll see you guys back out here in just a little bit for our second broadcast of the night. That'll get fired up and underway here in about 20 minutes or so. We'll be back live again with that one. But listen, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. And I'll see you guys later here in just a few more moments, and hopefully see some more great racing action here before the end of the night. But thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.